Hello everyone, welcome back to chapter number 9 of our Azure Cloud Series. So in this chapter we are diving into the one of the most critical pillars of cloud computing, that is Azure Networking. Whether you are a developer or architect, mastering networking is non-negotiable if you want to build scalable, secure, and high-performing applications in Azure. So before we get into the magic of networking, let's take a quick recap of what we covered so far. So in chapter number 8, we explored Azure storage services from blob storage to table queues and files, and how to integrate them with real-time React applications. Before that, we covered the core of Azure Compute Services, learning about virtual machines, app services, and Azure functions, understanding when and how to use them in different scenarios. So now it's time to connect the dots. So in chapter number 9, we are shifting gear to understand what is traditional networking and how it has evolved. Then what makes Azure networking different in cloud context. Then what are the key services Azure provides for networking. So we will also focus on Azure Virtual Network, the backbone of Azure networking. So we'll learn what a VNet is, how it works, and explore its associated components like Subnet, network security groups, VPN gateways, and Azure Bastion, and more. So I'll also walk you through a real-world scenarios to understand how an organization would design its virtual network in Azure for security, scalability, and connectivity. So this chapter is going to be a little more theoretical. Trust me, it's absolutely essential. Once you understand the networking in Azure, you will build a equipped to design cloud architectural like pro. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and get ready to explore the world of networking and the magic it brings to the cloud computing. So let's get started. Alright, so now let's begin by understanding what traditional networking actually means. So in simple terms, networking is the process of connecting multiple devices like computers, server, routers, switches, and applications so they can share data and resources over a communication medium, whether it's wired or wireless. Think of networking as a way to enable communication between devices. It ensures that data can be sent, received, and understood securely, efficiently, and reliably, whether the devices are in the same room or across the globe. So let's break this down with very simple example. Imagine you are at home with three devices: a laptop connected to Wi-Fi, a smartphone also connected to the same Wi-Fi, and a wireless printer also. Now, when you send a print command from your laptop to the printer or share files between your phone and laptop, that's local networking in action. All the devices are connected to the same home network, so they can communicate with each other. This is the essence of traditional networking. So now let's take this concept to the cloud world and see how networking works in Azure. So imagine you are building a food delivery app like Zomato or Swiggy. Your app is broken down into three key parts: a front end built using React hosted on one server, a backend API is running on second server, and the database is storing user data and orders on third server. For the app to function correctly, these three components must communicate securely with each other. The front end sends requests to backend, the backend processes those requests and queries the database, and the database returns data back to the backend, which then sends response to the front end. All this happens over a network, not just the internet, but a secure internal network. Now, if your app is hosted on Azure, this communication doesn't happen randomly over the public internet. So instead, it takes place over a virtual network, or we call it as VNet in Azure, which acts like your home Wi-Fi, but in the cloud. Without networking, these services would be isolated, like employee in a company who can't call or email to each other, making the app completely unusable. That's why networking is the backbone of both traditional and cloud-based applications. So in this chapter, we'll explore how Azure handles networking through services like VNets, Subnets, network security groups, and more, and how you can design secure, scalable, and connected architecture Azure Cloud. So now let's try to understand one of the most important components in Azure networking, that is Azure Virtual Network, or we call it as VNet. And to make things easy to understand, I will walk you through a real world example that mirrors how company actually use VNets in cloud. So imagine a mid-sized startup building an application on Azure. This app follows a three-tier architecture, which is a front-end built using React.js, a backend API developed in Node.js, and the database layer using Azure SQL database to store user or employee data. So before setting up the app, the first thing the company does is to select the regions, or inside the availability zone, select the particular region for instance. So imagine they have selected the region that is Central India. So a region is simply a physical location that houses Azure data centers. Every resource you create, like virtual machines, VNets, database, must be assigned to a same region. So once the region is selected, Azure provisions a virtual network within that region. So this VNet act like a private secure communication layer where all the application components, that is front end, backend, and database, can talk each other. So in our case, suppose imagine the startup company decided to select the region that is Central India. So what Azure as a provider will do, they in this zone 1 or in the selected region, they have created a private network, we call it as a VNet, to that associated with that company. Here is the most important part: this VNet is completely isolated from every other customer, even if they choose the same region. So let's say we have a company A and company B, and both of them choose Central India as their hosting region. Even though they are using the same region and therefore the same availability zone or data centers, as I said, it's just is nothing but the data centers. Azure create a separate virtual networks or VNets for each company. So VNet A is assigned to company A and VNet B is assigned to company B. These virtual networks are logically and securely isolated from each other. This means company A's data cannot be accessed by company B. No traffic or resource leakage can happen between these two VNets. Even though they are on the same infrastructure, their networks are completely separate. So that's why this cloud provider introduces this concept, that is in Azure Virtual Network or VNet, and in AWS that is VPC. So now let's try to imagine what would happen if Azure didn't use this VNet model. So both companies would be sharing the same networking infrastructure. There could be a risk of data leak, unauthorized access, or even hacks, which would be a huge security risk. That's why virtual networking is critical in cloud computing. It ensures secure, isolated environment for each tenant, which is why it is also called as multi-tenant architecture. So now let's dive deeper into understand how this works. So again, let's company A creates a virtual network in Central India. So now it's locked for their use only. And company B tries to create a virtual network. Azure provide a separate one even if it's in same zone. There is no restriction on how many virtual network can create a single company. You can create multiple VNets in the same region based on their architecture or team needs. This is not just a unique to Azure. This model is used by all major cloud providers like AWS, that is VPC, in GCP, that is VPC networks, but the naming might be varied. So to summarize, a virtual network is a secure private network in Azure. It allows resources like virtual machines, database,
and web apps to communicate securely. It is a region specific and completely isolated per tenant, and it is the foundation of all networking in Azure Cloud. So far we understood that once startup decided to deploy their application on Azure, the first step is to choose a region. For example, Central India. Once the region is selected, Azure allows the creation of virtual networks specifically tied to that region or tenant. But before we actually create the VNet, there is an important step in that we need to define the size of that virtual network. So now what does size mean? The size refers how many IP addresses your virtual network can support. This is defined using the concept called CIDR, classless interdomain routing. So CIDR helps to determine the number of IP addresses that can be assigned within a virtual network. For example, let's say we create a VNet with a CIDR block of 10.0.0/16. 16, this is the Azure default range. This CIDR allows you to use 65536 IP addresses within your network. These IP addresses can be divided logically into smaller segments. That way we will be seen in the subnet part, which can be assigned to a different layer of your application. As you see on the screen, like the front end, we assign one IP address range, then for backend and likewise for the database. So now let's revisit our three-tier architecture, which includes front end, which is in React, backend, which is in Node.js APIs, and database, which is using Azure SQL. So here how these components work inside this virtual network. The front end is exposed to the internet, so user can access it through a browser. The backend API is not publicly accessible. Only the front end is allowed to communicate with it, and the database is completely isolated. It cannot be accessed by user or even the front end. Only the backend is allowed to query or update it. To implement this kind of structure securely, we use subnet. Each layer of application is divided into its own subnet or separation of layers. One subnet for front end, one subnet for backend, and one subnet for database. Then using the network security group, or we can define the rules to the particular subnet. So now what happens? We have categorized those layers in the terms of subnet, so we can define the rules for each, or we can set the rules for each subnet. So in our case, no one can directly access to the database, so we can define a rules or set a rules to that particular subnet. So using the network security groups, we can define security rules for each subnet. For example, as I mentioned, the database subnet can have a rule that blocks all the incoming traffic except from the backend subnet. The backend subnet can be configured to only accept requests from frontend, and the frontend subnet can allow traffic from the internet using HTTP or HTTPS, but restrict internal access. This structure provides secure segmented environment within your Azure VNet. It ensures controlled communication between services, minimize exposure to the internet, and maximum security and isolation. And the best part, Azure allow you to create multiple VNet and multiple subnet within a single VNet, depending on how you want to design your network architecture. So to summarize quickly, first we have to select the region, then define the block range or CIDR, which means the IP address range, then break the range into subnets and assign different layer to the subnets, use network security groups to define the traffic rules. And that's how your app functions securely and efficiently inside virtual network in Azure. So that's all about Azure virtual networking in this chapter. So I hope you have a clear understanding of what traditional networking is, what virtual networks mean in cloud context, how Azure VNets, Subnet, and Azure Network Security Groups, that is NSG, works together, and how application layer, that is front end, back end, and database, are logically divided and secure within the virtual network. So as I mentioned earlier, this chapter is slightly more theoretical, but It's absolutely essential to build a strong foundation in Azure networking. Don't worry, in the next chapter we will be move on the hands-on demo where we will set up a virtual network from scratch and observe how communication works securely inside the network. So if you have followed along so far, great job. So you are one step closer to mastering cloud networking. So if you found this video very helpful, then make sure to like, share and subscribe to support the channel. It really helps. And if you have any questions or want to cover specific scenario, feel free to drop them in a comment below. And as I always say, keep learning, happy coding, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Don't forget to check out the upcoming demo. It will really help you to visualize everything we just discussed.